is averaging 30 million views a video and gaining 500,000 subscribers a month while only being created 5 years ago. It's safe to say Law by Mike is on track to be YouTube's largest creator, MrBeast. But this wasn't always the case, because just a few years ago, and Law by Mike was completely irrelevant. He wasn't always a big creator though, because dating back just 5 years ago is when Law by Mike would officially begin his career. He initialized himself by posting some of your ordinary law informational videos to his TikTok account. However, these videos weren't exactly the most interesting stories ever. They weren't optimized for viewer consumption, but they were still averaging 1 million views a video, which showed extreme interest in Mike's content at the time period. He would continue posting your typical generic, uninteresting law informational videos to his audience. They would average high numbers, but they weren't edited at all, and they were targeting a much older audience, which there is less of on TikTok. You see, what separated Mike's content from MrBeast's content at this point in time is the fact that Mike started in 2020 from MrBeast starting in 2012, 8 years apart from Mike, and yet Mike is still gaining the average views that some of your larger creators average daily. This could be luck, but taking a look at the quality of some of the shorts, and it would almost guarantee success. Now fast forward to 2023, and Law by Mike would start experimenting with different video styles, until he discovered this one unique style that would completely reshape the way his content is viewed and understood. He discovered that he could implement some of his law education into his videos while still keeping them flowing smooth and entertaining by breaking them down into B-rolls and physically demonstrating it to the viewer. Now for instance, when looking at one of MrBeast's YouTube shorts, it instantly starts with a slight intro and immediate title read. It then proceeds with a dramatic music, which then builds tension and anticipation. Now compare this to the style of Law by Mike that is slightly cartoonish and family friendly. Every one of his shorts would be him explaining things in just a childish, nuanced, and cartoonish TV way that is kind of genius. You see, the main audience of MrBeast is children, and most of his long-form videos are algorithm designed for the audience he is seeking. They're instantly grabbing your attention within the first 30 seconds of the video, and so Law by Mike took this style and created his own little twist. It almost works a little too well, as watching one of the YouTube shorts in this style almost feels a little too soothing when it's accommodated with other unique characters that demonstrate, tell, and elevate the story much better than text on the screen that leaves the short feeling boring and uninteresting. The shorts from Law by Mike always feature the characters doing the complete opposite of what the outcome should be. This creates users to comment on the shorts, calling out this difference, which then sends the engagement signals high, boosting whatever spark in the video there was up to the stratosphere. This is a brilliant tactic many others creators use, not just to revive or farm engagement, but it's just a part of the selective humor following the story. Just take a look at a short made by Zach D Films that does this exact tactic.
If you get shot with an arrow, most people would just go ahead and remove it, but pulling the arrow out can cause even more damage. Instead, you should leave the arrow in place and seek medical help immediately.
He's explaining to not take the arrow out, but at the end, the doctor does it anyway. There's at least 100 comments calling this out, and compare this to MrBeast shorts that only feature challenges and giving away money. And while this involves engagement, there is nothing compelling the viewer to comment. So when looking at this comment section, it comes as no surprise that it's mostly all saying of what already happened in the video. Estimating Law by Mike makes only educational content, hence the name of his channel. Law by Mike is a fairly wealthy man, estimating the average CPM of his channel to be $3 per 1,000 views, and with his current views sitting at over 10 billion total channel views, Law by Mike has earned himself over $30 million if we include shorts and videos. Remove the short form content and it's still around $1 million US. Now factor in his career as a lawyer and some ad revenue from other platforms like TikTok and Instagram, and it's estimated he's made another $3 million. Looking at Law by Mike's views on his short form content, they average between the 30 million views margin. Now compare these views to YouTube's largest creator, and they're almost identical in views. Law by Mike is literally averaging half of MrBeast's views, while only having a fraction of his subscribers. But why would Law by Mike average half of his viewers at such a small sub count? Well, you see, Law by Mike's content format that is created that is also easy for a younger demographic to understand is going to get viewed significantly higher than something more complex to understand. Now for instance, just take a look at this short made by Zach D Films explaining a paradox.
Can an all-powerful God create a rock so heavy that even he can't lift it? That means there's something God can't lift. To truly be all-powerful, God would need to defy logic by creating a rock he can't lift, but still be able to lift it.
Versus Law by Mike's,
if you're ever in an emergency Here's how to signal for help. Raising your hand with your palm facing out. Put your thumb into your palm and repeatedly fold your fingers over. Next, most restaurants and bars have a secret code word you can use to ask for help. If you're stuck or need to signal someone at a distance, you can use the pattern of 3 to get help.
You can instantly tell just by Law by Mike shorts that they instantly follow up with the visual pop-ups on screen that follow up with several characters. Now combining this with a younger demographic that enjoys this type of content, and you've got yourself a very successful YouTube channel. However, while his short form content is at its apex, his long form content isn't exactly pulling the same numbers. This could be because in most of his long form videos, he is constantly seen using AI images to explain something rather than just adding the characters like his short form content. These AI segments aren't exactly that long though, it doesn't exactly remove any quality from the videos. Now comparing the quality and view margin of Law by Mike shorts to MrBeast, they are almost identical from one another. The only difference being that MrBeast hires an entire crew for making videos and shorts, while Mike has a significantly smaller crew compared to MrBeast. Mike has the potential over a lot of YouTubers to beat MrBeast in views. He's projected to achieve over 40 million subscribers by the year 2027. While this number is just a prediction, the value of it could go over in less of the time than predicted. For example of how he could be a channel larger in size than his, we could take a look at Zach D Films' channel. Zach has over 20 million subscribers, posting only short form content, and he only averages around 10 million views a short, which is 3 times less than Law by Mike's 30 million. And while we're comparing views from younger demographics, taking a look at Camman's views, they're identical to Zach's 10 million view average. And comparing another creator who is also using the same style as Mike, Nick Giovanni, has quality content that appears to both adult and younger demographics, while having 2 times the subscribers as Mike and averaging the same views as him. However, Zach's content is the most superior though, even though he gets less views. This is because of the longevity of his content and the quality he offers when posting one of his shorts. In many ways, Law by Mike performs everything perfectly. He has many tactics of keeping his viewers watching his shorts, starting with the first main tactic is he always proceeds a short filled with countless engaging sound effects to engage the viewer within the first few seconds. This not only engages the viewer but makes it more immersive. With the secondary tactic, he always creates mini scenes within the short form content. He's not only doing a voiceover but another character is demonstrating it. This is visually helpful for understanding how to do certain things in the shorts he's explaining. The last tactic is keeping the same style consistently in his content compared to his older content, and because if he didn't, then he'd just be alienating over 50% of his viewers and the views would drop down to a substantial amount. And so Mike has to constantly maintain this family-friendly lawyer persona in fear of losing his already existing audience. Law by Mike has truly created a community that is dedicated to this type of content. He reshaped the way people used to view his content years ago. Had he not have changed his content, there might have never been a Law by Mike, because he wouldn't have the majority of age demographic. He has a very successful career as a lawyer and a YouTuber. His most viewed short is from January of this year, now sitting at 97 million views just 5 months ago. If he can pull that many views now, just imagine how much he can achieve in the near future. While Law by Mike unfortunately will never pass MrBeast in subscribers because it would be next to impossible, he has one of the highest head starts out of many to pass him in views alone. If he keeps persisting like he already is, then he can truly be YouTube's most viewed creator. But until then, his YouTube journey is still one of a kind. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing because only 0.3% of people who watch my videos are actually watching and actually subscribed. So if you enjoy my content and want to watch more, please consider subscribing.